Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Nigerians woke up this week to the news that the NPA MD talking about Hadiza Bala Usman has been kicked out of office, and many people were wondering, considering the fact that she's just not an ordinary person, but at least she is a APC member. And also she's been in that position. She's an ordinary and she's been in that position for as long as 5 years now. What all of a sudden happened that kicked her out of the position? That's what we want to look at right now. And guess who is behind the veil? It's actually the Minister of Transportation, talking about Amaechi. That's Rotimi Amaechi, and he's the one that have ruffled the unruly feathers, according to Adeshina, in Adeshina's word, exactly. So we're going to look at what is behind it, because most people, there were rumors that it revolves around 165 billion naira unremitted funds from the woman, starting from 2016 till date. All right, but we're going to look at all of that in a jiffy. If you're not subscribed, kindly hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. All right, let's look at the news in detail. The Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amaechi, a few days ago ruffled some feathers following the suspension of Hadiza Bala Usman as Managing Director of the Nigerian Port Authority, NPA, by President Muhammadu Buhari. Amaechi, whose ministry supervises NPA, is not happy that the agency has not been financially prudent in the management of its finances since 2016, when Bala Usman was appointed to oversee the Plum Agency. In a letter dated 4th March 2021, addressed to President Muhammadu Buhari, Amaechi prayed the Commander-in-Chief to cause an investigation to be carried out to ascertain the financial record of NPA. The letter, titled Remittance of Operating Surplus to the Consolidated Revenue Fund (CRF) account by the Nigerian Port Authority from 2016 till date, the minister drew the attention of the president to what he believed counts for a financial misdeed. The letter reads, "It has been observed from the record submitted by the Budget Office of the Federation that the yearly remittance of operating surplus by the Nigerian Port Authority from the year 2016 to 2020 has been far short of the amount due for actual remittance. In view of the above, I wish to suggest that the financial account of the activities of NPA be investigated for the period of 2016 to 2020 to ascertain the true financial position and the outstanding unremitted balance of 165 billion 320 million 962,697 naira only." 2 weeks later, March 17, President Buhari minute on the letter with these words, HMT, that's Honorable Minister of Transport, your above prayer is approved, followed by yet another letter signed by Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Chief of Staff to the President, conveying Buhari's approval for the investigation of the alleged financial shenanigan. Although Hadiza Bala Usman has since pleaded her innocence of the allegation, she has been replaced in active capacity by Mohammed Koko, who, until his recent elevation, was the agency executive director in charge of finance and administration. Now, this is so serious for me. This is really, really serious. Talking about 165 billion naira in a space of just 4 years, and these are called unremitted funds to the federation account. It's really troubling looking at this situation right now. But first of all, I want to give my reservation for the appointment of the agency executive director, because he is actually in charge of Finance and Administration. And whatever we're talking about right now has to do with finance. So why would you elevate him to the position of the executive or the managing director when you know something that has to do with the finances of the Port Authority is what is going to be investigated? I'm so shocked that this is happening, because it would have been an ordinary person, maybe someone in operation, that will be brought in here, or someone new that will be brought in here, to continue with the discharge of the managerial responsibility. But however, looking at the situation on ground, the question is, why wait for 4 years before you start this investigation? Because if we want to look at when he became the Minister of Transportation, it wasn't yesterday. He had been around for a long while. Why didn't you kickstart the investigation since then? Some people are of the opinion that this whole issue is actually personal, and that is why we are seeing it, bringing up so much dust like this, coming from, someone like the Minister of Transportation, talking about Amaechi. And some persons also are of the opinion that Amaechi is doing this because possibly this new guy will play the game according to his details. But however, 165 billion naira, no be small money. I don't understand why the government should allow this kind of thing to be pending till now. Most people believe that it's a fight against corruption. But the question is, if this is a fight against corruption, why were there no internal control measures on ground from the beginning? Whereby this investigation, it would have been a case of, on a yearly basis, proper accounting processes would have been put in place to ensure that everything undergo proper scrutiny, than to allow it to pile up to this level. And one of the things I've noticed about this government is that after all the investigation that will be carried out, nothing will be done against the woman, because this was the same thing that happened in the case of NDDC. It was swept under the carpet, despite the fact that there were handy proofs. Senators were involved, and even the managing director of NDDC was also the woman. She was also involved. All of a sudden, it died a natural death. Now, talking about this same issue of fighting corruption and claiming to expose everything, this same thing came up when this guy was arrested, talking about former boss of EFCC. Nigerians were told that after the investigation by Garba Shehu, he promised Nigerians that a lot of things have been unveiled, and after the investigation, the report will be made public. Till today, Nigerians do not know the content of that report. Whatever that had been in that report till today, it has been swept under the carpet. So sometimes when a move towards, investigating a major stakeholder in the APC comes up like the Nigerian seems not to show any interest. Why? Because nothing will be done about it. 165 billion naira is some good money. I feel that at this point, the woman should be properly investigated and should be brought to book. In event of her, being found guilty. I'd like to leave it there. What do you think about the relationship between the two parties, talking about the Minister of Transportation and the MD, or the former MD of NPA? Do you think that what is happening right now is a product of personal fracas between